Hi, Christine here from Santa Cruz Dahlias. I thought I'd just show you what's going on at the farm here. It's January 20th. It's kind of cold. We've been in the 30s. We have recently weed whacked down our cover crop, which was all along in these rows here. And I just wanted to show you what we're doing this year a little bit different. We decided to add about 2 inches of compost after we weed whacked. So it was weed whacked down to about this height, maybe about 4 inches. And then we put compost, and that's just going to help break down all the cover crop that's under there, and gives more food for all the microbes that are in the soil as well. So we're really excited to try this. It's a little bit new. We've seen other people do it, and I'm excited to see how it works. One of the other things we're doing this time of year is we're going into where we have our dahlias tubers stored, and we have a cool shed here with a cool bot and an air conditioner, because here in California it can get pretty warm. During the day it can be in the 60s, and in the past when I didn't have a cool shed, the tubers would start to sprout. But it's a good idea this time of year to really get into your tubers and just double check them. One, you want to make sure they're not too wet. This one I already pulled out and cleaned off, but what you want to do is you want it to be as firm as when you put it in. So ideally it's not shriveling. This looks really good. You squeeze it, it's nice and firm. The other thing you would probably want to be doing is just checking, making sure there's not too much moisture in these. Sometimes if you get too much moisture, you can see here there's a little bit of moisture building up on that one. Let me just double check that, and let's see. What you can do is if you see too much moisture, you can check the top of the lid like this. And if you see moisture there, and especially if it's dripping down onto your storage material, this is peat moss that I've recycled. You can just take the lid and kind of just open it just a little bit for, say, anywhere for 3 days to a week, depending on what your moisture content is, and then close it back up after about a week. So I'm going to leave that one just slightly open like that. Other than that, we're starting to organize our tubers, checking them for eyes, making sure that we have the numbers that we want to plant out in our garden. So one of the other things I'm doing this time of year is I started my cutting bed, and basically what I have done is put tubers on their side and put potting soil in here, watered them in really well, and now they're pushing. So some of these are just starting to push, and they've been in here about 20 days. Some of the other ones I put in more recently, and they still haven't pushed. But some varieties will push really quickly. Within 2 weeks, you'll have a sprout like this. But many of them take quite a bit longer. So this one's been in here for a while, and it hasn't pushed yet. So, you know, I like to put them in early because I don't want to get behind. But really, once you put these into the rooting cubes and they put out a root system, which takes about 2 weeks, you can actually get them in the ground pretty soon after that. So you wouldn't want to start this too soon. I have a setup here where I can keep things inside for quite a while, and so just try not to start them too soon, because it's a lot of work taking care of them otherwise. So the other thing I wanted to show you, that if you do set up one of these cutting beds, is sometimes you can get what are called fungus gnats, and they sort of come in the potting soil, and maybe you can zoom in on it. They basically are really little like this. And what I've done here is I got some good advice early on that they tend to crawl in your cutting bed, and so it's good to put the sticky traps actually push down onto the soil. So I use some kind of a stake, a little stake, and put it onto here so that I can take it in and out and also throw it away. So it comes from Arbico, these little sticky traps, and they look like this. So you can cut them into different sizes. So I cut them usually into 3 squares, and then put some chopsticks here that I've broken in half, and then put them out, and it works pretty well. So that's it for today.